Hey guys, welcome back to another discussion, and today we are going to discuss about a topic which in my mind is very important, and uh, which is one of the reasons why we work, right? That is financial freedom. What I have observed is in many times engineers and this not just engineers, everybody works very hard to earn money, but in spite of that they don't plan their finances well, and this leads to a situation often where they they don't have the freedom to do what they want at a later stage in their life. Now, why is this important? This is important from many reasons. First, you are working very hard, that's a fact. You are probably spending, let's say, 9 to 10 hours of your day at work, right? And this is going to happen for, let's say, next 20-30 years. After that, when you want to take a time off or when you want to completely retire, if you don't have sufficient corpus, then you will be dependent on others for your livelihood. And also there are many other reasons you should also consider. First thing is, it's a possibility that after a couple of years, let's say after 5 years or 6 years of working, you want to start a company of your own, or you want to take buy a new house, or it's also possible that you want to take a complete break from work. For example, you may want to spend some time doing something which you like personally, or you want to travel, or you want to kind of plan something new, something different. If you don't have sufficient corpus at that time, then you will not be able to do those things. Also, there can be some emergencies where you will need all of a sudden a huge corpus of money, like medical emergencies or some other emergencies. In that case also you will need a corpus of money, and if you don't have systematically planned these things, you will again become dependent on others. So why I am discussing this topic today is because I was also in the same boat for a long period of time. What I sensed is I was kind of scared of financial things. I did not have sufficient knowledge of, let's say, sufficient financial knowledge, how to plan investments, how to kind of plan your retirement, and what are different kinds of insurance. This terminology can be very confusing, particularly for freshers or people who have less experience. And what happens is you're so much kind of busy in your daily work that you don't get time to study all those things. Though these things are very simple to understand once you are into this, but since many times we are not exposed to this at all, this can go all the way till 10, 15 or 20 years where you are working every day 8 to 9 hours, but you don't have any idea how you should plan your finances. And at the end of the day, it's a missed opportunity essentially, because all the benefits of compounding that you could have got, you will miss them, and then you can regret it heavily that you have worked all your life but you don't have enough savings, you don't have enough corpus in your account. Also, what happens is when you're working, right, you are always thinking about hikes, right? That if I work this much, I'll get this, let's say 10, 15, 20, 25% hikes, right? And you dedicate a lot of your energy for that. But if you think about it, if you have, let's say, a good amount of money in your bank, and if you have planned it correctly, systematically, in a way, the returns on that investment all automatically give you that hike, right? So, but if you're not doing that, you will always be worried about hikes. You will always be worried about kind of taking loans and all those kind of situations, which can create a lot of stress going forward. And as I mentioned earlier, there can be a time after, let's say, 10, 15 or 20 years where you don't want to work at all, you lose interest in work, or you have some health conditions. In that case, if you have not planned your finances properly, then you can suffer, your family can suffer, if you have dependents like your parents or your children, they can also suffer because of this lack of planning. Financial planning is very, very important, and it should be done very, very early. Now, the tragedy is most of the people, particularly in country like India, right, where there is very little financial exposure, all of them end up following certain kind of pattern where we buy certain plans which don't yield any good returns. And oftentimes you also kind of get into the share market where you are buying a lot of stocks and just waiting for them to kind of grow up in a month or so and then sell it. I would not suggest going that route, because that can also consume a lot of your attention and a lot of your energy. If you are you are an engineer or so any other professional who has to dedicate like 8 to 9 hours of time at work, you will not get time to follow all those things, track all those things, and at the same time that will also create a lot of stress, because you continuously want to monitor the stocks and where they are, and doing all these things simultaneously will be very difficult, because as we know the stock market also remains open during the same time when you will be working at office. So you will not be able to concentrate there, you will not be able to concentrate here. So while I'm not against buying stocks and all, but I'm just saying that if you are kind of too much dependent on that for creating your corpus, it can create a lot of stress in your professional life also. So what should you do about it? First of all, you have to understand that if you can understand engineering or whatever professional services you are in, financial knowledge is very, very easy to get. In fact, in just one day, you will, if you pay some attention, you can learn enough to plan your entire life, at least the basics of it. Of course, there is a huge number of policies and things which can be done in financial life, but the basics are always same, and basics are very easy. Those fundamental things you should definitely learn and apply right away. By fundamental things, I mean things like SIPs, mutual funds, and let's say term insurance, health insurance, and these are some of the basics which are very easy to understand and plan, and you should do it right away. The more delay you are doing, as I said, it's a missed opportunity. Every year you have lost a substantial amount of time if you have not started it early. And also what I would suggest is, if you can afford, you should also go with financial advisors. Now many people may not be aware, so I would like to put it on record in this video. Financial advisors are very cheap. I am only referring to financial advisors who are into personal finance. Okay, by cheap I mean they take a very less amount of money from you, simply because when financial advisors they invest the corpus on behalf of you, they also get a percentage return on it. So it's a win-win situation where you can take help of financial advisors. They will spend the amount on behalf of you, they will get a small cut percentage out of it, and you will also kind of get the freedom to focus on your work, focus on your health, and not be too much worried about finances. And this can be very, very liberating. You should at least start kind of searching for a good financial advisor in the personal space. They are very affordable, and as I said, it's a win-win situation because both of you make money. The more money you make, the more percentage they get, so they always try to ensure that you get maximum returns on your investments. And what will also happen is, by discussing these things with the financial advisor, you will also gain sufficient amount of knowledge on the finances and kind of be prepared for if you want to make even more bigger investments or take some bigger risks, all those kind of things. The important factor here is time. Okay, if you start at 20, 22, 23, right, you are very lucky. If you start at 28, 30 like me, because I was also not much kind of aware about all the financial knowledge, so I started a bit late. I took the help of a financial advisor one day, but that's still okay. The point is, whatever age you are, start right away. The more you delay, the more you lose. And one book I can suggest is, though it's not any kind of a promotion, because that's the book I read when I realized that financial freedom is not very difficult and planning your finances doesn't have to be a nightmare. I believe the name of the book was How to Be Your Own Independent Financial Planner by Manish Chauhan, I believe. Do read that book. He has simplified everything in such easy steps that you can kind of read that whole book in just 1 or 2 days, and you will know that planning your finances doesn't have to be difficult. In fact, you don't even need any financial planner if you are if you have some time and you are good at maths and you are you want to kind of spend some time, browsing through various stocks, mutual funds, and planning your investments. But that's the book I read, and I also got associated with the same firm. Two things. Okay, first thing you have to understand is your savings, whatever salary you get, your income, immediately you should first do the investments. So income minus investments, whatever is left, that only you should spend. Okay, otherwise what is happening right now is you have a lot of money, and since you don't know what to do with that, if you're not investing it, that money will get wasted, okay, in things like movies. And there are a lot of people these days who have a lot of plans, policies, and a lot of entertainment, and which you don't even want sometimes, but since you have free money, you don't know what to do, you will end up wasting that money. Okay, so start early and start investing. And as I said, start as early as possible, which means today. Okay, go get some financial knowledge. And if you would like me to create one more video like what I have done with my financial journey, I can do that also. But do understand that I'm not an expert in finance. I have done some basic fundamental things with the help of a financial advisor. I would suggest that you also do that, or at least start thinking about it. As I said, health insurance, term insurance, retirement corpus planning, and emergency funds. These are some of the things which are very easy to understand, and with slight maths you can plan them. Go ahead, do that, and don't wait on it. You will thank me later. Okay, thank you.